We had a work session this evening with only one item on the agenda, and that was to review the stormwater ordinance updates. Long story short, most of this was just to conform to new state language. Generally, it was just nothing new on our end. It was just making sure we conformed with state language on that. At the regular meeting, we started off with a presentation. It was a yellow ribbon presentation. The city and the Yellow Ribbon Citizens Committee recognized Jerry Terhar, who's put in over 35 years as Sergeant at Arms for the Color Guard and Honor Guard locally, and he's performed over 5,000 military honors for our fallen veterans in our community. And we approved the minutes and paid the bills. Had a few items on the consent agenda, including some hiring that we do this time of year for both winter maintenance and seasonal warming house attendants at our outdoor rinks. And then we also authorized advertising for hospital security officers, of which we are just a pass-through. We do the hiring, but the hospital pays for those services. Tonight, we appointed Lance Cushel to the position of captain for the Grand Rapids Fire Department, effective January 1st. And we also created two new classifications for hiring at the Civic Center and approved the hiring for those positions of at least one is a current member who would just be reclassified to a new position, and then hiring two new people. We also are cooperating with Kutaska on a fully accessible playground, and the city would be providing $5,000 of the larger project that Kutaska is paying for, and then we'll provide in-kind services as far as building of the playground, I should say. So that's a great thing to have in our northeast part of town. We entered into an equipment lending agreement with Yanmar for use of a machine at the Yanmar Arena. It's more or less a snow removal machine, both have brushes and snow blowing capabilities that will allow us to more effectively clear parts of the Civic Center parking lots and sidewalks. Then the longer part of the meeting was we conducted a public hearing to consider rezoning of 0.2 acres of land from shoreland 1 and 2 family residential to shoreland public use. This came through our Planning Commission, and the request came originally from the Public Utilities Commission. This is a piece of property that's been for sale near our water tower, our public water treatment system, and the Public Utilities Commission is interested in buying that while it's on the market rather than down the road acquiring it through eminent domain for future use. And that's something that they do all the time. When a parcel next to one of their properties is open, they take a look, and is this something that we may have a use for in the future? Nothing specific at this point. So they were interested in purchasing that and are interested in purchasing that. We had a number of residents in that area that came in and expressed concerns or just had questions in some cases, especially with the idea that there's no clear delineation of how the land would be used in the future. We do know that the parcel is small enough that not much could be built on it because of setbacks, etc. And so there was questions of what actually it would get used for. And so more or less died for lack of a motion. A public meeting will be posted, and the Public Utilities Commission will take a look at maybe purchasing the property without the rezoning of it. That way they would have it in they would own it. If they do have a plan for it in the future, then at that time they can ask for the rezoning of it. And so they will make that decision. The city's already approved doing the purchase for them because we would have to purchase this, and then they would pay us for that. So that would be approved as long as the Public Utilities Commission is interested in going that route, having the piece of property in their possession, but not able to do anything with it until a plan is in place. And that was the request I made, and the council agreed to tonight. Kind of as a compromise on that, and so we'll find out about that later this week. With that, we meet again in 2 weeks on Monday, November 27th at 5 o'clock, and we'll see you then. Thank you.